Welcome to
the Skypodcast.
Exclusive on Spotify.
And we're back.
Hello, everybody. Another late podcast for you, but it's okay. Better late than never.
Better late kasi we have a perfectly good reason. Malalaman nyo in a few days probably because of your vlog. So,
oh my gosh, it's so funny because I put out an Instagram story today and I said, oh boy, do we have an update for you? Kasi ang dami nating pinagdaanan the past few days.
You're pregnant?
Oh yeah, girl, sorry. Automatic assumption, like my DMs were flooded. Are you pregnant again? I'm like, guys, relax. I just gave birth.
Bala kasi namin, yung goal namin in life is 12 children. So 12 years.
Lord. Knock on wood. But anyway, we are back and we have another letter for you. This time it is a letter from the sky. Yes. And her letter is all about being insecure. Her title is I Keep Getting Insecure. So here we go. Hello, Kuya Slater and Ate Chris. I am 15 years old and a 10th grader.
Wow.
And I'm a very big fan of you guys. Thank you so much. So I wish you would read my letter. Here's my story. Before the pandemic, I didn't really have these insecurities about my body. But ever since the pandemic started, I have been very conscious about my body, my face. Even my relatives keep telling me that I'm fat.
Oof.
Hindi ko po pinapansin noon ang mga sinasabi ng mga relatives ko because I really don't care. But I saw my friends on social media and they're getting prettier and their styles are getting better. Parang nag-glow up sila. And I'm the only one who's not. That's why I started to get jealous of them. I tried losing weight, but I'm still not happy and I really don't know why. There are nights where I just cry myself to sleep and ask, why can't I be like them? Bakit kaya sila ang gaganda and ako hindi? Actually, I told my brother about this and sabi niya, I really shouldn't make it a big deal, but I don't think he understands because he was always the good-looking sibling among us. Is there any advice you guys can give me?
Mahirap din yung na advice. And I keep on giving you this advice na, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal.
I remember saying that now looking back at the problems we had when we were younger, it isn't a big deal. But when you're in that moment, being told to, ignore mo lang yan, it's not a big deal, or brushing those feelings aside is not the best solution or it's not the best advice to give.
It's at that time, at that point in your life, it's life and death. Yung feeling mo.
Yeah, like when we were in high school, if your friends fight you or if may conflict kayo sa mga friends mo, feeling mo end of the world na.
Oh, like I don't even want to go to school anymore.
Yeah. And I remember my parents would always tell me, oh, they're just jealous of you. Oh, ignore it. Oh, in the grand scheme of things, this won't matter. But when you're in high school, it does matter because this is the only thing you face day in and day out.
Yes, and even if sabihin natin we're looking at it from a perspective of a 30-something, parang if you were to be placed in that situation where parang socially isolated ka, socially feeling mo incompetent ka or hindi mo lumilevel, like parang it does kind of feel like, ano pa ba? What's there else in life? Kasi tayo, medyo broad na yung experience natin. Nadaanan na kasi natin. So it's easier to say, okay na yan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like how, like, if you talk to your grandparents, for sure anything in life that phases you, like as a teenager or as a starting businessman or whatever, relationship problems, lahat napagdaanan na ng mga grandparents natin. So, their advice is always, relax ka lang, anak. Everything will, fall into place. Everything happens for a reason. Mga very wise na yung sinasabi.
Ang lalim ng pagkasabi ng everything happens for a reason or relax ka lang. Pero,
parang kasi, parang nasa future na sila, nakikita na nila, nadaanan na nila.
Ang hirap din kasi because it's not an actionable advice.
It's hard to forget everything and not stress about anything when you're in the moment.
And feeling ko, medyo makaka-relate ka nito because you were recently complaining about not looking so pretty, like you felt fat, you felt like,
I mean,
how do you go about it?
I mean, my reason is more because I just gave birth and I know that I'm gonna eventually go back to my... No, I know eventually, like, because it happened already before. Like, when I first had Scotty, our first kid, it took me about a year to get my old body back because I wasn't trying at all. But within that 1 year, I really felt na, okay, parang I just need to accept it na I really won't fit into 90% of my clothes na lang. I just accept it. Like, ito na yung bagong body ko. I don't really like it, but, I have to be like, I just had to do the self-talk. Like, I have to be thankful for my body. It was able to birth a child. It's a very miraculous thing. La, la, la. I just had to do the self-talk so I wouldn't feel so bad. But now, I keep complaining because I know that there's a finish line. You know what I mean? I know that I can get there again. Yeah. But in the case of this girl, she's still in 10th grade. And I feel like that's when all of your insecurities are really strong.
I think not just the 10th grade, like not just 15-year-olds, but parang hanggat sa, I would say, 20,
Yeah.
meron pa rin to.
20 plus.
20
Siguro mga
plus,
20, hanggang 25, ganun-ish.
Or I'm sure like even
Depende.
older people, like even 30-somethings can feel that way.
Yeah, ako nga. Hindi ako na-insecure, but parang I feel like
Mas less life and death, but parang meron pa rin. Mabigat pa rin siya.
it's not an insecurity anymore right now. It's just that, I wish things could be different. Something
But
like that.
I know of, like, ikaw kaya mo, but I've heard stories of moms na, oy, tumaba siya kasi she gave birth. He never goes out of the house.
yeah,
And then,
yeah.
like, pag ready na siya, doon na siya nagpapakita.
Yeah, when she's ready to launch herself again into
oo.
society. Yeah.
I've had
Iba naman yun.
classmates
Iba naman
in,
yun.
like, college, like, may zit sila na parang the whole time hindi nagpapakita kasi may something sa
Yeah.
mukha nila.
Yeah.
Diba? Yung parang, I think it's a good issue to tackle.
Yeah.
So, ang tanong ko sa'yo, love, if sabihin natin we had a daughter, the one that's in your tummy right
Oh
now,
my God. Again, knock on wood.
and she's 15 and she's having this problem. Kunwari na lang, she's our daughter. Kasi Sky parents naman pa rin tayo.
True.
Ano advice mo, ibibigay mo?
First of all, I will help her glow up talaga because I know what it feels like to not be confident in your own skin. And as much as people will tell you like, oh, this is very shallow, it doesn't mean anything. If that's what you're facing day in and day out, if that's what's really affecting you mentally, emotionally, if when you look at the mirror, you're not happy,
Yes.
a change needs to happen, Before that mindset change can happen, na, hey, this is so shallow, I shouldn't be worried about these things. I'm worth more than my physical appearance.
Yes.
Before that sinks in, you need to change something, diba? Just even if it's something like change your hair, cut your hair, or like wear glasses. I don't know, something lang. Just change something to give you that parang catalyst or that
Like
parang may feeling lang of something new.
Or like, for example, when I feel like super unhealthy and dami ko ng sakit sa katawan, I just try to do something small. Like, okay, I'll get a massage, and then that would eventually turn into, okay, I'll exercise at least 5 minutes a day, and then hopefully that turns into something, and that can like build momentum.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi naman yung mga ganyan, hindi siya overnight.
Yeah.
I would say, itong reason na you're feeling, okay, a little bit depressed, you're feeling na parang you don't love your body when you look at the mirror. I think the best actionable, tough advice siya because advice is simple. Get healthy, get fit. Like parang do sports, do something that
Yeah.
can get you like good endorphins. to
Pero
feel
kasi
good
sabi
about
niya, I
yourself.
tried losing weight na pero hindi pa rin daw siya happy.
But that should be just one of the first steps.
Because when we're younger, like for instance, when I was in high school, I wasn't also the most confident in the way I looked. And I didn't know what to do to fix it. So I wish that my mom kind of told me like, okay, like, tough love, like, okay, maybe you can change your hair. Mas bagay to sa'yo. Or maybe, something like that. Like a big sister would kind of make you glow up. Something like that. So, why?
No, I'm just thinking, I can relate to what you're saying very much so because I remember when I was in high school, parang prom. But ayaw kong pumunta ng prom. Because like my mom would just let me borrow an old tuxedo that doesn't fit me
Yeah.
well. And syempre, yung parents ko, like, very humble beginnings naman. My dad came from the province. My mom din, like, parang super simple lang naman talaga. So, I'm not blaming them for not knowing any better. But, yung parang, there's a certain confidence that comes along with, like, pagpasok mo, oy, alam ko maganda yung suot ko.
Yeah.
Meron pa rin
May
siyang dagdag.
dagdag, yes.
It's like, you go to a wedding and then you're underdressed. Iba yung galaw mo kaysa sa pagpunta mo dun, alam mong, okay, I look good, I feel good, mabango ako.
Yeah.
Ibang-iba talaga. And na-realize ko lang to because I've never been a fashionable person. But nung nag-showbiz ako, I had all these access to the best suits, the best clothes, meron pa tayong stylist. Parang, okay. So this is what it feels like to enter a room and they say, you own the room.
Yes.
Kasi parang, you have a certain self-confidence. Now, after they took out parang nabalik naman ako sa black t-shirt, parang, alam ko na.
Exactly.
Okay, this is actually what it feels like. So, yan lang, nakaka-relate ako sa'yo na when it comes to, as much as we believe that outward appearances doesn't matter,
It does.
It really, really does.
In the world that we live in today, we always say, don't judge a book by its cover. But, we can't help it. That's how society works. We always judge a book by its cover. First impressions last. And we need to make a good first impression or a good impression, not just to the people that we surround ourselves with, but also to ourselves. And I feel like a really good actionable step is yun. Parang glow up with small things like cutting your hair or wearing nice clothes or, all of these things that some people will find parang, arte lang yan. It's really not because it will help build your confidence. And I believe in the phrase, fake it till you make it,
Yes.
I really do because, for example, when I was growing up, I mentioned that I wasn't also the most secure, but I found my confidence in fashion. And I was always in high school, I was always the girl that loved dressing up. And even until college, that's kind of how my blog started because people would always ask me around school, like, can you post your outfits in school? I love you dressing up in school. So because I wasn't so confident in the way I looked, parang dinaan ko na lang sa fashion.
Yes.
And then, when I discovered makeup, which was, I did ballet, so I had to do stage makeup. I learned how to do my own makeup. Dinaan ko din sa makeup.
Yeah.
And so, even if parang, my mom would always tell me, it doesn't matter, oh, you're beautiful na. That's not gonna sink in eh. If you feel like you're not beautiful, even when your close friends and family tell you maganda ka, hindi yan magsisink in. So, kailangan may mga small stuff that you do to make you feel confident. And then, slowly by slowly, when you understand yourself na, kaya mo na siyang i-let go little by little. And then you find na even when you're in your simplest clothes, even when your hair is not made up, even when you don't have the makeup on, you're worth more than that. Parang, hindi siya one time, big time. It's a process of getting to that stage. If you guys want to hear the full episode, you can
Check us out on Spotify.
Spotify.
It's free, guys. It's free.
See you there.
Skypodcast.
Skypodcast.